Alright guys, hey, welcome back to an episode of Schofield Welding. It's been a second since we've been back on here, mostly just because we've been slam busy. We've been all over the country, North Dakota. If you guys follow our Instagram, which even then I'm kind of bad about posting on, but we've been in North Dakota, North Carolina, Wyoming, traveling around in Idaho. We have been catching a bunch of work lately, and one of the things that I want to come today to talk to you guys about is how, back when we first started, I told you guys that I couldn't teach you how to make an X amount of money, right? Because I've never done it. I could teach you how to make $150,000 a year because I'd done it. That's what I was doing every year. Well, that was about where my range was. Well, now we have grown substantially. I can talk about how to find those bigger jobs, how to find those bigger money jobs, and then hiring people, getting people in places that help you grow. These next few episodes of this is going to be that. It's going to be teaching you guys how to go from an X amount of money to growing a business that makes more money. Sometimes when you hear a number, it sounds like huge, but in reality, it's really not that much money because it costs a lot of money to do things. So I'm not going to throw out a number to you, but one of the things I would say, and in this episode, we're going to talk about the way you dress, the way that you present yourself when you go to a client, the way that you are just seen. When I'm coming in here, so my main job nowadays is just sales. That's basically all I do is I go out, I sell the work, I sell the contracts, I sell like getting the work so that our crews can go out and go do it. One of the things you gotta realize is a morning routine is flipping everything. As a salesperson, you're no longer physically just going out and working, which I promise you will miss. You will miss that aspect. Sometimes it's hard to wrap your mind around the idea that you're just making phone calls, you're building relationships, you're getting jobs, and feel like you had a productive day. And there for a few months, that was how it felt. That was how it was just like, man, dude, I'm not getting anything done. Nothing's happening. Well, then I realized what it was. It was a morning routine. I was missing a morning routine. So I'm going to explain mine to you. I wake up in the morning. I'll go run 2.5 miles. It's just a slow jog. It's nothing crazy. I'm not freaking sprinting it. But I go out and get blood moving. Get back, get in a cold plunge. Like I've been kind of following that Joe Rogan, and a bunch of these dudes are doing it a bunch. And I can see why. It kind of reinvigorates you, makes you feel like you're alive, right? So get your cold plunge done, go get your shower done. Sit down, study. What are you looking to do for the day? Start diving into your books, your sales books, your negotiating books, your industry, what you're trying to go into, and spend 20 minutes just diving into that and get your mind wrapped around what you're doing for the day. The next thing I'll do is I'll write down the goals for the day. What am I doing? I need to call 10 people. I need to email 10 people. I need to reach back out to 10 people that I've already done work for previously and just contact them, which you guys will see in previous videos. We're going to wind up doing that. And this kind of blows people's minds a little bit. Dress to impress. I'm on the phone. Nobody can see me. Nobody can see that I'm sitting in my pajamas. You will, number one, lose confidence in yourself, and you don't even probably realize it. You'll lose confidence in yourself. You'll portray it through the phone. If you're just sitting here in your pajamas trying to call people, it's no good. I mean, you're looking good, right? Get your stuff on. There was a story that I'd listened to, and it's from Brian Tracy, and it's one of the great authors that I listen to. You can get him on Audible. You can get his books. If I like a book on Audible, I'll buy it in hard copy and I'll read it as well. But one of the stories he talks about is that these two guys, building to building, there's a street between them. He had made a contract with this guy over here on this other side of this building, and it was like a $500,000 contract. And it was already done. It was a finished deal. What he did is he says, all right, so he got in one of his sales guys. He says, hey, walk across the street, go get this check and bring it back to me. And he's like, okay, yeah, no problem. So he goes across the street and he comes back without a check. The owner's like freaking out. He's, man, what the heck's happened? What are you doing? And he's like, I don't know what happened. He just didn't give me the check and sent me down the road. And then about then he got called from the other owner, the guy that was writing the check. So he put him on speakerphone and he says, call that salesman in. I want to talk to both of you. And he says, I want you to look at your man right there that you just sent over. He says, does he look like somebody I would write a $500,000 check to and trust him to get it back to you? And the owner of the guy that sent the salesman over there, he says, got it, I'll take care of it. So the way you appear and the way you look, I know everybody's like, well, you should never judge anybody by the way they look. That's total BS. People make an opinion of you in the first 10 seconds. And that's on the phone, in person, over an email. It doesn't matter what it is. So you need to dress like you can receive a $500,000 check in a day. You need to dress like you can freaking get $1 million check. If somebody is going to give you a check, you need to be prepared and look like you can receive that check. Now, would I show up on a job looking like this? No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be in my work boots. I'm going to be in my welding stuff. I'm going to be ready to go to work. But when it comes to dealing with people that have the contracts, that have the money, your appearance is everything, okay? If you look grungy and you go in and try to get $1 million check from somebody, they're gonna laugh you out of the building. There's no way they'll do it. And they lose trust in you. And so to look like you know what you're doing, show up. You're gonna portray confidence, you're gonna portray that you know what you're doing, and you're gonna build that trust. Like that fast. It's like, okay, this guy knows what he's up against. He realizes where he's at. I think we can trust him, write him a check, give him the contract. Does it always happen that way? No. The reason I was saying that, in your morning routines, once you get done with your exercise, your showers, you're dolled up, you're looking good, and then you start making phone calls, you will portray confidence because you've got control of your life in the mornings. You will have control of your life throughout the afternoon and into the evening. If you lack this part of it and you try to show up, you will be lackadaisical, you'll be not as confident, you don't have the control like you would if you started your morning out the way you should. And that's something I've just realized. It's something, I used to do it every morning when I was welding. We'd wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, we'd go lift, we'd get to work, and it was just a great day. And then I really dropped off of it. Just in the last 2 to 3 weeks, I've come back with it. And I tell you what, it starts your day the way it should start. Making phone calls, look good. These guys can't see you, but your voice will portray it. Anyways, guys, that's kind of the episode for today. Just take care of yourself. Get your mind right. When you start building a business, or even as a welder, like you're coming out of school, don't be grungy. Be somebody that's dressed. Be somebody that can go into a job, that can call somebody and portray that kind of confidence, and you'll get tests, you'll get work. If you show up to a job looking grungy, people are already looking at you, having an opinion about you. But if you show up looking like you belong, you're clean, you just look nice, you will portray confidence, you'll portray that you know what you're doing. Anyways, guys, everybody have a great rest of your day. Be blessed. We'll talk to you here in a bit.